If you told me that Knights and Vitality, they were going to be in bottom 4 after 30-some games, I was going to say, no, that's not going to happen.
Everyone here would love to be able to take a good chunk of that prize money. Getting top 5 is very important. Making sure you don't get bottom 4 is very important as well.
The Knights or Vitality, the only two teams I believe that don't have a win now, are going to pick something up here.
It's crazy to think they haven't had one yet.
Oh, the Knights and M19 blasting it in. It's going to be the Knights will come out on top in the first frag. Once it will catch that one out, spins
That's
the
really
glass,
nice
that's a double.
wanted. The Knights have such a big step here, though.
This could be their first victory.
Well, this sucks. We didn't have internet for like almost an entire week because we just moved into our new place and we weren't expecting it to come so late. So a lot of us just kind of off for the entire week.
We basically have no internet for like a week, so we couldn't practice the entire week from week 2 to week 3. I think for team-wise, it might have been okay taking a little break, but I think for my individual self, it wasn't the best. I feel best if I just play a bit every day, like get into the game and shoot some people.
DA are in trouble. Potentially any of those other southern teams that try and swing that way could be in danger. The classic battle of Vitality reciprocity continues. Vitality pushing out on that western side, but Whip Striker about to turn up as well. There is a lot of shots coming through, and there's one of them. Tixu finding Scoom is big. They certainly could. Nookie's down. I'm a bit worried about the rest of these players. Drayden's in the deck, and Reels is there to save the day. Peekaboo! Drayden finds Vard and Miraku as Gaxi's angle just did not provide enough. NIP go down. That was a little sloppy, and it will be the Knights to try and stand. They are left with 2 players, and Reels needs to get his butt in that circle. He's got to get moving. Hopefully that coffee he had earlier will give him a bit of speed there. Gets in. May not have such luck. Can't traverse this terrain so well, and the call's probably made that, hey, this is clear. We just made it through, and it is definitely not clear.
Yeah.
Wanted and Reels were laying in wait.
I mean, that's just a little unlucky, right? They've caught EB out as well, so that's Team Liquid down 2. Oh, the Knights and M19 blasting it in. It's going to be the Knights will come out on top in the first frag. Once it will catch that one out, spins
That's
the
really
glass,
nice
that's a double.
wanted.
So we came into the week 3. The first 2 days, we had a few games where we could have done really good if we hadn't made some small mistakes. There was one of the games where I made a big mistake over peeking and basically lost us the fight early on, and the other 2 guys couldn't salvage it. Me and Raiden got knocked, and it's these small things that kind of puts us where we are on the leaderboard right now. Like if we just fix those small things, get some better communication, we could definitely have so many good games.
At the start of the phase, I felt like it was really difficult to adjust to having 2 new players on our team, especially when we had such little time to play and practice before coming into it. So the first weekend for me, I felt like I was getting really unlucky with certain things, and getting shot out of vehicles or getting naded and stuff like that. So the first weekend was just pretty rough, but as the time goes on, I'm definitely feeling like I'm getting, it's getting more comfortable, more like normal, and then you just have to take the bad games with the good games and just, keep the ball rolling, I guess.
So Lauren, it's been a day of firsts, it seems, with Ents and Reciprocity now getting themselves a win. Does that mean that maybe the Knights or Vitality, the only 2 teams I believe that don't have a win now, are going to pick something up here?
It's crazy to think they haven't had one yet.
Yeah. So the Knights are coming in from the south. Remember, the Knights, they don't have a victory yet.
So This interview, I'm being recorded literally Sunday night after day 3 of week 3. And we're one of the 2 teams in all of PL to not have a win. We come hell fucking close to a win at the last game today. Came in 2nd place.
This is madness. Real spots out another. That's the Unity remaining man gone down. Back into the shelter he goes. Going to try and stay alive and keep people away. Driftley and Rustamar already starting to look towards that next circle. The Knights have such a big step here, though.
This could be their first victory. They only have the 2 kills. As the final circle comes in, it's going to drift once again towards the Knights. Mikaz and Driftley trying to hold the angle as they hop forward, and the Knights are already squeezing round.
Yeah, Pokemon and Vestelage all going for this one. They're going to try and centralize up, be that kind of really hefty, big hitting pack of players. Mikaz goes down to a doozy. Vestelage falls back, tries to get a heal. A doozy holds the line. Driftley falls. It's finally up to the Knights to get involved.
Oh my god, Na'Vi might come out on top of this one. The Knights, of course, a lot of problems. Na'Vi are absolutely going off. Ents go down. They're destroyed. It's the Knights are pushing in. It's Reels and Snark. The last 2 at the back. They're going to push around, but Na'Vi still have 3 alive.
Na'Vi have just dominated this. That was so good.
Snark's position's given away.
This ain't
Reels
bad.
holding the angle here. Needs to make
He
the play.
needs the
Sees
kill.
Pokemon, has to track him. Can't find a
it.
headshot. Looks towards it. This is looking for the Knights' first win, but no, he goes down. Snark finds one. It's going to be Na'Vi with back-to-back victories here.
I mean, we should have won the game. We were like so close, and we were like in a prime position. We had 4 alive, and you know we played the circle really well coming into it. So it's like we should have won it. A couple individual mistakes like cost us the game, I think, and obviously Na'Vi played it really well. Like they're a great team, but I feel like we definitely should have won that.
Our early game and mid game is often pretty good. We come into the circles really good, often how we want it to be. But during the later mid game towards the end game, we kind of struggled making the right decisions and like actually making a decision and following it. We just need to be more confident in us 4 players together and like doing specific plays.
We have to play so many games, so for us we're kind of just focusing on like, you know, progressing and just keep playing and practicing and just trying to learn all the time from the games. And especially when you lose, the games where you do bad in or when you lose, you get, you know, a lot to learn from it, rather than when you play a really good game and you win, you don't really learn a lot from it. You play well and you've done the right things, so there's not much to work on or take away from it. So like when you lose or do bad, you should have a lot to take away and to work on, to talk about and to fix, you know. So yeah, we're just focused on progressing through pretty much.
The hardest part is actually being a team. Once they get over that hump of figuring out what really team camaraderie is, I'm sure they'll kick it into gear.